Okay, I'm sitting down and I'm wetting down the bat. I'm getting ready to throw the clay onto the bat. Patting the clay just a little bit here, try to get it as round as possible. It'll be kind of a cone shaped. I don't want to throw it down and trap any air bubbles between the clay and the bat. So I'm just giving it a rough shape there. Kind of getting the right position, slap it down there. Pat it around several times, try to round it out quite a bit. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll make it pretty easy when we speed up the wheel and wet it down and try to center it. I'm pulling it up and pushing it down a little bit, mixing the clay in here really nicely, and it's becoming more and more symmetrical or round, each time I pull it and push it back down again. Looks like it's just about ready. So in this case, I'm pushing it down. I'm going to make a wider piece. Some people leave a smaller cylinder in the middle on the bat, push down to the base of the base of the pot. I usually spread it out to about roughly the diameter I'm going to finish at, and then I'll push down in the center to open up the middle of the clay. It's still nice and smooth, round. It's not wobbling. Now I'm pulling out in sections. I'll be pulling out from the base of the wall of the pot, going down each time a little further. Some people will go down pretty much the full distance in one push. Myself, I'll go down maybe 2 or 3 times just to spread it out nice and smooth. On smaller pieces, it probably doesn't make any difference. This is not really large, but it's a little bit larger. And I'm just checking the base of the pot, about a 1/4 inch thickness at the bottom. I don't want it too thick, don't want it too thin, of course. I want it to get a little bit of clay in the bottom of the piece, and you can check that with some sort of a pin or something to check the thickness. But it should be relatively close to the bottom edges of the wall, or the thickness of the wall. So I'm going to level the bottom of the pot out. And I'm going to use a small rib, and I'm going to compress it down on the bottom, and now I'm going to start to pull that up a bit, a little bit more. There's the first pull. Now I'm bringing it in towards the center of the pot. That way it's not spinning as quickly. I'm going to leave it a little thicker because when I pull it up taller, I'm going to end up spreading that out. So I want that to have enough clay there to make the top of the pot thick enough. Just doing some cleanup on the inside of it, and I'm going to pull it up again here. This layer of clay. And it's a little bit wider as I pull up, and both my hands are touching one another. I can kind of relate to one another, the thickness of the wall. Both hands aren't floating independently. Even if they just make contact somewhere with the thumb touching the other, at least it gives you some idea the spacing between the two fingers, inside and outside the wall of the pot. I'm standing up here. I usually like to pull these taller walls up a little bit. I'll stand up, look straight down on it. And for me, it works out better. Many people sit down and do the same thing. Nothing wrong with that. But I just generally stand up, bend over, and pull it straight up. Use the rib on the outside. Spread it out a little bit more and go up with it and smooth it out. Leave a little material at the top of the pot, or the ring at the top of the bowl. It's a little thicker than the wall. Now I'm just going to clean up that top ring, or lip of the pot. Use the chamois on that. Nice and wet. There. So smooth that out a little bit. Now with the chamois, I'm going to make a nice round edge at the top of the bowl. Not pushing too hard, just just enough force needed to round off that edge.